The brother be telling me today, God ain't evil. God ain't a certain race.
Y'all bless. Hey man, we are people, man. We are the Battle Axes of the Most High.
We run a lot of battles, but it's really be the season. What the fight on real battle axe. We run a lot of battles, but it's really be the season. What the fight on real battle axe.
Facts. What's your nationality? According, what do you put? What do you call yourself? You will be what, an American black? What's your father?
That's what they would say.
Exactly. That's why we said so-called. Because we are here to teach our people their real nationality according to the scriptures. Because when you read the Bible, you won't see, guess what, African American. But you'll see Judah. That's right. And a lot of that, we're going through that because guess what? We break God's commandments. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. Read this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt become an astonishment. A proverb.
A what?
A proverb.
A what?
A proverb.
An astonishment and a proverb. Read on.
And a byword.
That's the point we want. And a byword, meaning what? Called outside of your God-given name. God gave us our biblical name, Judah. But the other nations calls us what? American blacks. Read on up.
Among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
And that's the who?
Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Whether the Lord shall leave us. So guess what? We're African Americans over here. If we go to China, we'll be called African Americans. These are generational curses that we are under because we are breaking God's commandments. Right. You understand me?
We're going to be cursed until we go back to the commandments.
That's exactly right, bro. That's exactly right. Now, you saying that, but the Bible say what? No tattoos, bro. Right. You can't get those things, man, because being righteous, you got to have your temple righteous as well, bro. You understand me? Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26.
Bring it out.
Read this, huh?
Book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27. Verse 26. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall ye use enchantment, nor observe time.
Jump down to verse 28.
Verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead.
For the who?
For the dead.
It says you should not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, because what do we always do? Go and get them RIP tattoos for Big Mama, for Paw, for your mama. All these things, the Most High God said we should do those things, because our temple is holy. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16.
Bring it out.
Hey, don't let them take you away from the word, brother. Don't let them take you away from the word, brother. Because you good. If that brother want to go, let him go, brother. But you need to stay and get this word, brother. Read this, man, because I got a commandment for you too. Because our people say that they believe the Bible, but when it comes to actually doing the Bible, they don't want to do it. Give me Titus 1 and 16. Read this,
the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 16.
Listen on your way.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
So your body is the temple of God. So you can't pollute your body with what? Smoking, eating pork, or getting tattoos.
That's right.
You know?
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
Him shall what?
Him shall God destroy.
The Most High God is going to put you to death if you don't come up out of that. Brother, you believe in the Bible, brother? You believe in the Bible? Do you do the things that's in the Bible? Because you know, a lot of times our people do what? We love to talk a good game, but when it comes to actually doing the work of the Most High God, guess what? We can't be found. Read this.
This is the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 16.
Bring it out.
They profess that they know God.
So our people profess that they know the Most High God. Read on.
But in works, they deny Him.
But in what?
But in works, they deny Him.
But in works, they deny the Most High God. That works is going into what? Eating unclean foods, celebrating holidays. Let me ask you, brother, do you eat pork, brother? All praise to the Most High God, brother. Do you celebrate Christmas? Don't we hear that every time, brothers? Guess what? You're doing that. You're making your children pass through the fire, brother. Give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10.
Bring it out.
Because guess what? We know it's wickedness. We know it's pagan. So when we gonna break that cycle of wickedness, brother? Read this out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10.
Bring it out.
There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
So guess what? When you instead of celebrating Christmas, brother, you making your son or your daughter pass through the fire. Because you know the history behind Christmas, right? You know that Christ wasn't born on December the 25th, right? Because the Bible bags that thing up. So why are we doing these things then, brother? If you know that these things are lies, what are you doing to your children? You ain't doing nothing but teaching what? More lies, brother.
That's right.
Then you get mad at them when they lie to you, though. But then daddy lying. Brother, what sense do that make, man? That make no sense. That's why, guess what? We got to change and come back to to the laws, brother. Back to the true understanding of the Bible, brother.
That's right.
Read this out. What you have? Oh, read this again. Finish reading it out.
Or they use it, divination.
Or that what?
They use it, divination.
Or one is going into using sorcery, divinations. Guess what? Going to get your palms read. The Most High God said we shouldn't be dealing in that type of manner, brother. Give me Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1.
Bring it out.
You give me Luke chapter 2 and verse 11. Read this out.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1.
A lot of times they thinking that Christmas only started with Christ. But no, they had been celebrating this wicked holiday. The prophet Jeremiah was during the time of the Babylonian, 586 BC. That was over thousands of years. What book is it?
That's my book that I wrote while I was in prison, man. I came home and published it, bro.
Let me see what it say, brother. Because let me give you the scriptures too, first of all.
Choices of life, Charles.
What? Guess what? That's in the Bible, brother.
That's right.
The choices of life should be you keeping the commandments.
That's right. That's right.
Give me Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16.
Bring it out.
Now, there's nothing wrong. What is the book about, brother?
It's about the importance of choices, man. Just coming up in the streets of Dallas and, you know, lacking guidance and, you know, just overcoming obstacles and getting right.
Now, that's a good book to read, but you want to make sure that the Bible is your foundation, though, bro.
It is for sure.
Read this out.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
And what?
And read.
It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, meaning the Bible. Read on.
No one of these shall fail.
So if the Bible is telling us no one of these prophecies shall fail. Now we know prophecies is things being told in the past that's coming to pass in the future. Read on out.
None shall want her mate.
So we can't make the Bible with no other book. Yes, we read historical books and books like those to, guess what, bring to make the point relevant. Read on up.
For my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it had gathered.
So the Most High God's spirit has gathered us together, guess what, up under these commandments.
Right.
Now, what are some of the choices of life that you said? You said live godliness. How do we live godly? By doing what?
Living right, trying our best to live right.
What's right according to the Bible?
Bring it out.
What do you think right is? I'm asking you, that's the question. What is right according to the Bible? Do you know? What you think it is?
I can't really just word it in words.
Yeah, just try your best, bro. That's why we out here to help you, bro.
Right.
What you think it is? What is righteous according to the Bible? What do you think it is? Because a lot of times people think helping an old lady on the train is righteousness.
Right.
They thinking picking up the trash is righteousness.
Right.
Giving money to your fellow brother. You know, they think that's righteousness.
Bring
but
it
if
out.
you're going to read what righteousness is,
Bring
you
it out.
give me
Bring it
Romans
out.
6:25, you give me Romans 7 and 14.
Bring it out.
God told me a statement and stuck with me, bro. And he said the two most important days was the day you were born and the day you figure out why. You know what I'm saying? So
Now that's a good point, but guess what? That ain't according to the Bible, though.
That's right.
Because the Bible say contrary to that. The prophet Jeremiah said, "Cursed be the day wherein I was born," man. And we gonna get that for you. Read this right quick, though.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 14.
Bring it out. 12.
Verse 12. Wherefore, the law is holy.
The what?
The law is holy.
No, no.
And the commandment holy. And just. And
So
good.
the commandment is holy, just, and good. Give me Deuteronomy 6 and 18. Read this,
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments.
So, righteousness according to the Bible is what, brother? What we just read. What did we just read? Read it again for the brother.
And it should be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God.
So, righteousness is what? No, use the scriptures that we just read. What is righteousness? Because that's when you lean on your own understanding. It's not plain to the people.
Right.
Read that again.
And it should be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments.
All these what?
All these commandments.
Read on.
Before the Lord our God.
So righteousness is what? Keeping the commandments of the Most High God. Read verse 17 now.
Verse 17. Ye shall diligently keep the commandments of our Lord, of the Lord your God, and his testimonies, and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
Read on.
And thou shalt do that which is right.
That is what?
That is right.
That is what?
That is right.
So keeping the commandments is doing what is right, brother. You understand me? That's what it's going back to. Give me one in Jeremiah. Cursed be the day that I was born. Read this out.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse 14.
Break it out.
Cursed be the day wherein I was born.
Read that again for the brother.
Cursed be the day wherein I was born.
So that you said that a brother gave you some advice saying that what? The two most important days was when you born and when you die. Jeremiah said, cursed be the day wherein you was born.
Right.
Now we know that's also going into what? Celebrating birthdays. Do you do that? We shouldn't do that. Because guess what? That's idolatry. That's the worship of oneself. The Most High God commanded us we shouldn't worship nobody but Him, brother. Read this out.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 9.
Break it out.
Be not hasty in thy spirit. Shalaki, verse 8. Better is the end of a thing that beginneth thereof.
Read that again.
Better is the end of a thing that beginneth thereof.
It says better is the end of a thing. So you was halfway correct, but you weren't correct on the first part. Read on up.
And the patient in the spirit is better than the proud in the spirit.
So guess what? The patient in spirit is better than the proud.
So you don't feel that you should celebrate yourself like the first law of nature, they say, is self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? Understanding who you are and what your purpose is while you're on this earth.
Yeah.
Because everybody has an individual purpose and a pattern, and while we was created, you know, not to be doing everything, you know, everybody doing what they're doing. Like, I'm in my lane. I'm a writer. I'm a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I'm out here helping these youth keep their lives right, going from prison. I done been through all that.
Yeah.
I done died and came back. I got 6 kids I'm raising right now.
All praise,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not so much of, I feel what you're saying, I believe in that. And the Bible say, train up a child in the way
that's right, brother.
When he get older, he won't depart from it.
Hold on, real quick. A lot of your philosophies, guess what? This is the vocal point, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the point that you need to base it off of, though, brother. You got the right mentality. You need to aim it in the Bible, though, brother.
That's right.
Everything needs to come out of the Bible. And you have to know the proper scriptures to go to that's telling you the same thing that you already believe,
That's right.
brother. It's saying the same exact things, man. It ain't saying nothing different. So you said by instinct, give me Ecclesiastes 3 and 18.
Bring it out.
Instinct is something that animals do, brother. But we're not like animals. The Most High God gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to separate us from being the beast of the field, brother. Read this out.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 18. I said in mine heart, concerning the estate of the sons of men.
It says he said in his heart, meaning in his mind, concerning the estate of men, read on.
That God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts.
Are what?
Are beasts.
So guess what? When we're not keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments, all we do is do what? Live by instinct, brother.
Right.
The Most High God never created us to deal in that type of manner, brother. He gave us laws on things we need to eat, on how we need to conduct ourselves, on how we need to raise our children, on what holidays we need to celebrate. All these things is lined up in the scriptures. So guess what? When you're celebrating birthday, that is the worship of oneself. Because you won't see and read about no one in the Bible celebrating their birthday.
That's right.
No one of these. Give me Job chapter 1, 3 and verse 1.
Bring it up.
You won't see those things, man. And that's going into sin. Is that what I want?
Yeah.
Read this out.
The book of Job, chapter 3.
Thanks, out 3 and 3.
The book of Job, chapter 3, verse 3.
Start at verse 1.
Verse 1. After this, opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake.
And cursed his day. What is your day? Your what? Birthday. That's exactly what it's going into. People wanted to say actual birthday, but they didn't talk in those times like that because they didn't do those type of things, man. That wasn't for our nation of people. That was for the other wicked of the other nations. Read on up.
And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born.
Read that again, up.
Let the day perish wherein I was born.
And Job even said, Job was a wise man, perfect in all his ways. He said, let the day perish wherein he was born. Read on.
In the night in which it was, said, there is a man child.
There is a what?
There is a man child conceived.
Read on.
Let the day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above.
It's telling you, he said he don't want God to regard that day in no aspect, because then you're trying to put yourself over the Most High God. And you feel like, you seem like a God-fearing man, brother. You're just not what? It's just not aimed in keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. We got a zeal for the Most High God. Give me that in Romans chapter 10, verse 2. Thanks, huh? Y'all believe in the Bible? What's your nationality according to the Bible? What's your nationality first, brother? So-called African American? We say so-called because you won't find African American in the Bible.
That's right.
So if you're a so-called African American, you will be from what? The tribe of Judah, brother. Just like you. What's your nationality? What's your father? Azteca or Spaniard?
Mestizo.
Mestizo, yeah. Hey, you would be from the tribe of Issachar, brother. This is your nationality according to the Bible. Because what? In Catholicism, you're a Catholic? How did I know that? Because guess what? That was forced on your people in 1482. But I want you to listen to this too on your way over. That was forced on your people in 1482. Brother, what's your nationality? Same thing, sister, you too? That was forced on y'all during the time of Christopher Columbus. You understand that? He forced Catholicism on y'all just like they forced Christianity on our people. Right. Y'all worshiping what? The Virgin Mary? Where in the scriptures does it tell you to do that? You won't read that in the Bible. That's right. I know y'all read the Apocrypha too as well. That's going into what? Idolatry. That's against the Most High God's law. That's right. Give me Habakkuk 3 and 18.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
So we trying to teach y'all who y'all are according to the Bible. Issachar in the Bible means strong ass, meaning what? A hard worker. What animal is more hard working than the donkey? So the Most High God compare. Who built up America? Who's building our bridges, our roads? Are not y'all doing that as a nation of people? But then they don't want y'all over here in America when the Most High God gave this land to y'all in the first place. Read this right quick,
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 18. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation.
Habakkuk 3 and 18?
Yeah. 2 and 18.
2 and 18. Thanks,
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 18.
Bring it out.
What profited the graven image?
So what profit the graven image? Meaning what? What profit is y'all worshiping a Virgin Mary? When no Bible tells y'all to do that. Read on up.
That the maker thereof had graven it.
Because that's something that the Spaniards forced on y'all to guess what? Have y'all going all off. Give me Judah 5 and 20. Read on.
The molten image.
The what?
The molten image.
Hey, the Virgin Mary is a molten image. Read on up.
And a teacher of lies.
A teacher of what?
A teacher of lies.
Of lies.
Of what?
Of lies.
And it's a teacher of lies because guess what? You're paying homage to the Mary, but what about paying homage to the Most High God? That's right. That created Mary. So guess what? That doctrine is going off. They want y'all to be that way to guess what? Keep y'all in sin.
That's right.
Read this
the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 20.
Because y'all subscribe to the Apocrypha, right? In the Catholic Church. Y'all read this book in the it's in y'all Catholic Bible. I know some of them forbid y'all to read it, but it's in there. That's what it's called. It's called Apocrypha means what? Hidden books. Because they don't want y'all to really read it. Because it's going to some deep history on how y'all got over here to the Americans. Give me 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. Read on up.
Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people,
if there be any sin in our people, do you know what sin is according to the Bible? What is sin? What you think sin is, brother?
Going against the word of God.
That's what they say a lot of times, but let's get the proper verse. Give me 1 John. You know what I want.
Bring it out.
3 and 4. Read this out.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4.
Bring it out.
Whosoever committed sin, transgresseth also the law.
So sin and transgressions is going into the same thing. Transgress means to what? To break. Sin is the breaking of God's commandments. Read on.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
For sin is the breaking of God's commandments. So you was partly right. But we want to home it in a little bit more. Because a lot of times they teach that what? God's laws are done away with. But you won't get that in the Bible, bro.
That's right.
Do you believe we got to keep God's laws?
Yeah.
Are you keeping them? How many laws are there?
I'm not sure.
Just take a guess, bro. How many? That's what we have been taught.
Right.
But well, I'm finna give you one. Give me Leviticus chapter 18. And words like we say, thou shalt not rape in the 10 Commandments. It's not in there, is it? Then you know it's what? More than 10 commandments.
Right.
It's over 613 commandments. So why they not teaching y'all this in Catholic Church? This is something that they should, because you want to make it to heaven, right? Read this out. 18 of beer, 27.
19 to 27.
19 to 27.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27.
Bring it out.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads.
You should not round the corners of your head, meaning what? Bald your head like Michael Jordan. That is a sin according to the Bible. That was a custom of the Egyptians. When the Most High God brought us out of the land of the Egyptians, he told us don't do after the dealings of the Hamites or the Africans. Read on.
Neither shalt thou mark the corners of thy beard.
The word mar means to destroy. So the Most High God don't want us destroying our beard. It's a commandment to what? For men to grow out their beards. That's how you can tell the difference between a male line and a female line. Give me Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Read this out.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38.
It's another law.
Speaking to the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the border, in the borders of their garments.
You know what fringes are? This is a custom that, guess what y'all used to do? When Christopher Columbus came over here, he seen that y'all had fringes on the borders of your garments. Something that what the Native Americans did as well. This was our heritage. This is our custom. This is royal apparel according to the Bible. This is a law. Read on.
That they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generation.
Read on,
and they put up on the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Because I know y'all done seen history books where you see your people with these on, right? I know y'all done seen these. Even they still wear them today. Read on up.
And it should be unto you for a friend.
For a what?
For a friend.
For a what?
For a friend.
Read on,
that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord God, of the Lord, and do them.
And what?
And do them.
So guess what? It's a reminder for you, guess what? To keep the commandments. Don't be listening to him. That's what's wrong with our people now. We love to listen to people that don't have no Bible in their hand. Give me 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 11. You see, we constantly going what? Precept upon precept. We want God's words to be true and every man in law.
Bring it out.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 11.
Bring it out.
If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God.
So when you want to talk about the Bible, guess what? You should use the Bible. Use God's words. Read on.
If any man minister, let him do it as an ability which God giveth.
So if you want to minister and teach about the Bible, let's just be honest. How many times have you seen on TBN, on the church network, have you seen people that's what? Not using the Bible? How many times have you seen TD Jakes? He up there, he got a microphone in his hand, but do you ever actually see him have a Bible in his hand? That's the commandment also. If you want to talk about the Bible, guess what? You should use God's words, man. Give me that in Isaiah 8:20. You got a precept for that?
8:20.
I want y'all, hey, take heed to this, because guess what? Now y'all know y'all nationality. Y'all held to a higher standard. Y'all gotta keep God's commandments.
Bring it out.
Is it more? Ain't it more than just 10 now? Yes, it's more than 10. Read this out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And now to Israel.
And now who?
And now Israel.
Because y'all know y'all Israelites of the northern tribe. Read on.
What doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God.
Read on.
To walk in all his ways.
Read on.
And to love him.
Read on.
And to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Read on.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
We are here for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are here teaching our people who they are according to the Bible.
That's right.
Elder brothers, elder sisters, brother with the hat on. I got them out. Brother, what's your nationality? Brothers, do y'all believe in the Bible? Brother with the hat on, with the Kango hat. Smooth brothers. Y'all believe in the Bible, brothers? What day y'all gonna go to church? Y'all going to church tomorrow? What day do the Bible tell y'all to go to church on, though? Yeah. Come on, now, you ain't got to come on over here. Come on over here. What day do the Bible tell us to go to church on? That's just a simple question. Huh?
Today.
Huh? Saturday. Exactly. So y'all gonna go today? Did y'all go today? Let's see what the Bible say. Give me a Jerubbaal 17:9. Hold on, let's see what the Bible say about your heart. Let's get to that thing. Read this, huh?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
Read that again, huh?
The heart is deceitful above all things.
Read on, huh?
And desperately wicked.
And a little wicked.
And desperately wicked.
Read on, huh?
Who can know it?
Who can what?
Who can know it?
I know he got that little pastor smile on him. He know they wrong, man. That's going on, brother. And we out here to teach our people, guess what? All we have to do to receive the kingdom of heaven is just follow the pages on the book, man.
That's right.
Follow the words, man. Read this.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
Proceed what?
Proceed evil thoughts.
We don't, huh?
Adultery.
What?
Adultery.
Guess what? That's going into physically and spiritually.
That's what you gon' get with that war. That's Jerubbaal big one in that war. Battle Axes, God's weapons of war. Battle Axes, God's weapons of war. Battle Axes,
We on the corner and we ready for war. And I know you ain't seen nothing like this. And I know you ain't seen nothing like God's weapons. We the Battle Axes, God's weapons, we the Battle Axes, God's weapons of war.